What is going on, everyone? It's Sean with another Tesla video, and I sound a little bit raspy because I've got just a slight cold. However, the show must go on. In this video, I want to configure my Model 3 and add some commentary to it. Now, I've had the opportunity to see 4 different Model 3s, ride in, or sit in 2 of them and ride in 1 of them. And so I'll add some commentary based on my experience and some things that I'm looking for in the Model 3 and maybe some things that you should consider as well. So let's dive into the screen share. I noticed that there were several owners in Colorado, a part of our Denver Tesla Club Facebook page, that were notating that they had access to the Model 3 configurator. So I went ahead and got online, and lo and behold, it is available for me to configure. So right off the top, let's just go ahead and do an overview of what I'm seeing right here. So at the top here, you've got the different stages of the build, 1 through 5. And then along the right-hand side, you have the different options. And then left-hand side, you've got the actual car, which will, as you change and add things, will reflect that change. So black is standard and included. No extra cost for that. The Aero, 18-inch Aero wheels are included as well, standard, no extra cost. So let's just kind of go through the colors here. So you got red, you've got midnight silver metallic, deep blue metallic, pearl white multi-coat, silver metallic. Which one would I do? You know, I've been giving a lot of thought to this, both when I consider buying a Model S as well as a Model 3. I think I like the red the best. Reason why is it looks sporty. I don't know, it jumps out. It's very vibrant. However, I do really like the white as well. I've had a chance to see 2 different white Model 3s, and I just think it looks super clean. However, red just pops. So I think I'll go with red. And then the next option or decision is Aero wheels or 19-inch sport wheels, which I believe Tesla is calling them stiletto wheels, the stilettos. The Aero wheels have kind of grown on me. When I first saw them, I thought, oh no, that looks terrible. What was Tesla thinking? But over time, and the more that I've seen them, I do think they're okay. But my choice, I think, is going to be the 19-inch sport wheels. Now, I do have some concern about this, which I don't really know how I would be able to determine this, but when I bought my Model S, it came with the 21-inch turbine wheels, and it was extremely challenging driving in Denver with all the potholes that Denver has to keep those wheels from being bent. And the ride when you're driving with bent wheels is just very shaky. It almost feels like the wheels are out of balance. But anytime I would go into the discount tire to get my tires rotated and balanced, it would still feel shaky. So I do have a little bit of concern about this with the lower profile tires. And these wheels, they look fantastic, but how are they going to hold up in Denver's pothole-laden roads? But let's stick with this one. Okay, so we're going to hit next. So the next section is battery and drivetrain. Now, at the moment, as of, what is today? January 21st, you can only select the long-range battery. So you're paying a premium for that. And then it says in early 2018, the standard battery will be available. It doesn't really say when it will be available, but hopefully it'll be available as soon as possible. Even when the standard battery is released, I would still go with a long-range battery with the amount of driving that I'm doing. As far as the drivetrain goes, you can only select the rear-wheel drive, but Now you've got the dual motor all-wheel drive saying spring of 2018, when it did say, as far as the drivetrain, the only one that you can select at the moment is rear-wheel drive. You can't select the dual motor. And this has actually been updated. It used to say July through August, or that it was going to be available in July-August timeframe of this year. Now they've updated it, and it says spring of 2018. I've also seen some articles online that indicate that all-wheel drive may be coming sooner. Electric published an article saying that the Model 3 dual motor design leaked in the latest Design Studio updates, which indicates that the dual motor could be very, very imminent. Maybe what Tesla realized is that there's a lot of people that are holding off to configure their Model 3 until the all-wheel drive is available. So they did bump this up. It used to say July to August. Now it says spring 2018. Next section is the interior, and there have also been some changes here as well. When Tesla first started producing this car, the Alcantara headliner was the standard headliner. Now, apparently, they've switched it to the textile headliner, which was common when the Model S was first being produced. In fact, it's actually the headliner that I have in my car. It seems like a step backwards, and I know a lot of people were very critical of this move by Tesla, and maybe there's something else. There's something more than meets the eye there. Maybe they've got some inventory issues where Alcantara is in shortage. Who knows? But interestingly, when I read through the premium upgrades, it does not mention anything about Alcantara headliner. And just in previous sections, the only option that is available for the interior is the black one. So if you buy a Model 3 today, it's going to be the black seats. There have been rumors that there will be a white seat option, an ultra white seat option, but no timeline for when that will be available for configuring in the Model 3. What's in the premium package? Premium heated seating and cabin materials throughout, including open pore wood decor and 2 rear USBs, 12-way power adjustable front seat steering column and side mirrors with custom driver profiles, premium audio system with more power, tweeters, surround speakers, and subwoofer, tinted glass roof with ultraviolet and infrared protection. That's an interesting one. So they're labeling this as a premium option, but I can't see that Tesla would produce a car without that tinted glass roof. In fact, I can't even think of a Model S that does not have that tinted roof from the factory. So interesting that they put it as a premium feature. I suspect that will be standard regardless of whether you get the premium option or not in the future, when it is an option to forego the premium option. Additionally, auto-dimming, power-folding, heated side mirrors, LED fog lamps, center console with covered storage, and docking for 2 smartphones. So I'll try and save some of my opinions about my thoughts on the interior for a following video to come here. In fact, I'll record it right after I finish this one. But for premium features, this seems very, very slim and very lacking. But if you want a Model 3, you want a Model 3. All right, so let's go to the next section, which is Autopilot. So you got to have, if you want full self-driving capabilities, you have to have enhanced Autopilot. So that's $5,000 right out the door with enhanced Autopilot. As is with many other people, I think I share that same opinion that full self-driving capabilities, they're still a little bit a ways off from that. So I would forego, actually, the full self-driving capabilities because they've got a long ways to go before, I mean, as of right now, I mean, they could come out with a massive update next month and it have the ability to fully self-drive, and lots of people will be kicking themselves that they didn't get it for $3,000 instead of after the fact $4,000 through software upgrade. So the enhanced autopilot includes auto lane change, auto steer, automatic parking, and summon. Summon, in my opinion, is not ready for prime time. In fact, I think it's still in beta, and I've seen too many stories where people have used summon to pull into the garage and the car runs into the side of the garage. All right. And then the next section is payment. So this is what my Model 3 will look like. It's at a $56,500 price tag. And living here in Colorado, I do have some incentives with the state. $5,000. I believe it's actually a tax credit. No, I believe it's actually a tax rebate, which means you get it back instantly. As far as the federal, $6,500 for federal. So if I factor that in, I mean, I'm looking at a $40,000 car or so. And here's the other interesting thing that I think is pretty exciting: delivery in 4 weeks. So that means if I enter in my information, I pay an additional $2,500. And yeah, here we go. So estimated savings, federal tax credit. Excuse me, I was incorrect. $7,500 tax credit for Fed and $5,000, which I was correct on. $5,000 for Colorado. Rebate, yes, this says rebate, not credit. Rebate means that would be instant savings, which is pretty cool. So the exciting thing is that if I were to put the delivery in or the order in today, I would get it in 4 weeks. That's late February. The question is, should I click that order right now? And after a little bit of thought, and after I got over my excitement of having access to the configurator, I decided that I would wait for a few reasons. And I hope that you can consider these things as well if they're important to you. Number one, I really, really want the all-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive is something that when I think about getting a Model S, when I think about the Model S that I have, I would really like to have the all-wheel drive version. Now, in the wintertime, with winter tires on, if you've been following my videos, the rear-wheel drive Model S works really, really well. In fact, I may even go out today and drive in the snow and really put the snow tires to test and do a review on my Michelin Ice-X snow tires. But that's just a side note. The all-wheel drive, I think, is something that I would like to wait for. Secondly, I noticed that with the current version of the Model 3, there's no winter package. So there's no wiper defrosters. There's no heater for the wiper nozzles. There's not even the vent that you typically see that will blow direct air onto the windshield, like what I see in other Model S's, recent or more current Model S's. And the defroster that I've got right now that doesn't have that direct vent opening, it has a hard time defrosting that windshield when it's really, really cold. So it's missing the winter package for the exterior, for the windshield, really, I think is the most important thing. One of the benefits of holding out for that all-wheel drive version is even more range than the current 310 mile that it's got right now. So when they introduce that all-wheel drive version, it's going to go from 310 to maybe 340 or 350, and more range, always better in my situation, if you follow along with some of my videos. So that's going to be another benefit, I think, and of course, more power to the car as well. The last thing that I'll mention that I care a lot about is the ride. So right now, coil suspension is the only thing that comes with the Model 3. And since I've had a chance to ride in it, it feels very similar to the ride in my Model S, which in some cases can be a little bit rough and a little bit bumpy. The air suspension would be a really nice feature as well to have in that Model 3 to kind of smooth out the ride going over bumps. Right now, when I drive over a crack in the road, it really kind of reverberates in the car. And if you remember a couple of videos ago, I sort of thought that my suspension was going bad, but when I took it into Tesla, they said that everything is looking fine after visual inspection. So I think that air suspension will solve or make that ride a little bit of a smoother, more luxurious, premium ride. Right now, it feels like a truck ride, like I'm driving an SUV. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold off, and that'll give me some more time. That'll give the Model 3 more time to have some additional features that I hope they will add here in the coming months. What about you? What would be your perfect configuration if you were to put in an order today? Would you do it today, or would you wait for some of those other features that I've mentioned, and maybe some others that you're hoping that Tesla will add to that configurator? That's it for this video. Thanks so much for tuning in, and once I hit stop on this one, I'm going to do a review of the Model 3 based on my experience over the last 4 encounters with it. So stay tuned for that, and thanks so much, and see you on the next video.